Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Still seeing sunny conditions out there this morning and continuing with that cold start to the work week. Temperatures just above freezing at this time, but expecting a fairly quiet weather day ahead, and we will see some mild temperatures moving in as we go through the week after a weekend of some cold and windy conditions. If we look at the current surface analysis, we have this area of high pressure that is dominating the east coast at this time. That's going to help keep things quiet. It's going to move off to the east and bring some southerly winds into the area, which will help thaw things out and warm up as we go through the week. This disturbance over the Gulf Coast, that's going to lift up to the northeast and help bring some more warm temperatures into the area, as well as some rainfall chances as that begins some impacts in the area as we get to the middle and later portion of the week. If we look at the upper level winds from this morning sounding, we have some light and variable winds near the surface, some northerly winds at 1,000 feet, and some west-southwesterly winds at 3,000 feet. And then through the rest of the column, seeing northwesterly to west-northwesterly winds, fairly light, but seeing our peak wind of 56 knots at 25,000 feet. And the freeze level today was at the surface. If we look at the current visible satellite, we can see clear conditions across the area, and also we can see that snow cover from that storm that impacted the area Friday evening. And as expected, most of the snowfall fell at points right around, starting with Salisbury, at points north and northwest of the area, so you can see where that snow cover is. Here at Wallops, we just recorded a 1/10 of an inch, so not much to see on satellite here, but again, we'll start to see the snow cover thaw out and melt away as we get into the warmer temperatures this week. If we look at the short-term high-resolution model here for the next 48 hours, again expecting a quiet and dry weather day as we go through the day today. Just a few high clouds around and increasing as we get into the evening time frame with more of a southerly component, but staying light with the winds as we go through the next 24 hours. Going into today on Tuesday, we continue with dry conditions, some additional high clouds moving in, and then some mid-level clouds moving in. But overall, continue quiet conditions and dry. And as we go into Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning, we'll see a slight chance of a few showers moving through with a warm boundary lifted north, but not expecting anything too impactful here, or not much in the way of accumulation. Just a few light showers or sprinkles possible during the morning hours. We should see that start to move out of the Wallops area and north as we get into the start of the day on Wednesday. If we zoom out and look at the European model here, we can see there's showers there setting up early morning Wednesday, lifting north as we get into the start of the day, and then things remain mainly dry on Wednesday, continuing through the day as that area of high pressure you can see moving off to the east, and that disturbance from the Gulf Coast starts lifting that warm sector into our region. Here we'll see continued southerly conditions and some warm conditions as we get to the day on Friday. We'll start to see those temperatures well above average, unseasonably mild for this time of year. As we get into the PM hours on Thursday, it looks like our best chance of seeing a more significant rainfall moving into the area. Looks like a decent rainfall event, but not too powerful of a storm or winds as we move through the day. Just some slightly breezy conditions and cloudy and rainy conditions that continues overnight into Friday morning as the cold boundary pushes through. That boundary looks to stall in its usual spot just southeast of the area, and we could see a break in the rain as we get to the second portion of the day on Friday, with the potential for a little area of a low pressure wave tracking along that boundary, possibly bringing some additional rain chances as we get into Friday evening and Saturday morning. European here has more rainfall, GFS a little drier with that chance into Saturday morning. As we go into the day on Saturday, things look to remain mainly dry through the day on Saturday with continued cloudy conditions, and then another wave of low pressure tracks along that boundary. A little more amplitude with this as it moves into the area potentially for Sunday, bringing a decent chance of maybe some additional rainfall moving through the day on Sunday as that area of low pressure tracks over the region. And again, likely seeing some slightly breezy conditions with this as well before it moves off to the northeast. So if we look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, green conditions expected. Again, a quiet weather day ahead. We'll see temperatures just a couple degrees below the average high for this time of year, with a high expected around 40 degrees. We'll see more of a southerly component to the wind, around 5 to 10, 6 to 11 knots out of the south-southwest. That continues as we go into the evening time frame, which is going to help keep those temperatures from bottoming out. Just expecting a low right around freezing, right around 32 degrees. So that's actually a few degrees above the average low for this time of year. And we'll see those high clouds filling in as we go through the overnight into the start of the day on Tuesday, with possibly some filtered sunshine to start our Tuesday. Right now, tides are running normal. Looking at the extended forecast here, Tuesday, a partly to mostly cloudy day with those clouds on the increase through the day. We'll see temperatures a few degrees above average for a high around 48 degrees. We'll have another even more mild evening, Tuesday evening, with a low around 40 degrees, and we pick up about a 20% chance of, again, those light showers or sprinkles swinging through the area during the AM Wednesday time frame. And that should be wrapped up as we get into the day on Wednesday, with just a lingering 10% chance of an isolated sprinkle through the area. But overall, mostly cloudy with that slight chance of rain. But we'll see a unseasonably mild day for our Wednesday with a high around 56. And then that trend continues as we get into the day on Thursday. Our low around 49 and our high actually getting into the 60s for the day on Thursday. And then that's when we'll start to see those rain chances increasing for the PM hours mainly, looking at about a 70% chance of rain through Thursday PM into AM on Friday. And we'll see some slightly breezy conditions, but that high around 62 degrees, very mild, very unseasonably mild for this time of year. And then not dropping much in temperature as we go into Friday morning, with a low around 54 degrees, setting up for another very mild day on Friday with a high around 64 degrees. Again, that chance of some AM rain is likely, and then some slightly breezy conditions continuing. And then we pick about a 40% chance of seeing some additional rainfall with that wave of energy moving through Friday evening into Saturday morning. Then going into the weekend, we'll see dry conditions setting up for Friday, mostly cloudy conditions, and could see a break in the clouds later in the day with things remaining dry, but not as mild. Our low around 46 for Saturday morning, and our high around 57. And then going into Sunday, a potential next area of low pressure swinging through the area with a low around 42, a high around 52, and giving about 50% chance of seeing some rain with that event on Sunday, and again, some slightly breezy conditions. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.